Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. Today I had squats. Very excited about squats, as always. And I decided to go somewhere early, so pretty much as soon as the gym opened, the gym in my school opens at 9 a.m. I pretty much just hopped in there right then. Uh, and today I had 370 pounds well, the working set was 370 pounds for 7 by 3. But on the last set, so on the seventh set, I meant to go for an AMRAP. So as many as possible on the seventh set and above three. And typically on these days, I tend to really blow those number of prescribed minimum reps out of the water. So I'm running the juggling program still, and this is the accumulation phase of the full threes block. So it's divided into some blocks. There's four blocks, tens, eights, fives, threes, and within each block, which is about a month long, there's week-long phases, and this is the accumulation phase. And yeah, I felt pretty strong. When I was lifting the weights, the weight didn't feel heavy or anything. And something that's also really nice is that my ribs are feeling, great. I've been having some issues with the rib injury I had because I was trying to use this lever belt I just got, and it's just too rigid for me. Maybe it's too much of a step up from my flimsy belt. So I'm working with this one, which is better than my old belt, but is also still still reasonable. It's not causing any damage to me. But yeah, I was feeling really strong when I came in here. I haven't had very good sleep over the last 2 days, and I need to just try to make sure I have good sleep on the weekends. Probably had like cumulative of about maybe like 11 hours over the last 2 nights. So, but luckily before this workout, I had 7 hours. So, I still was feeling I wasn't feeling like drowsy or anything in the gym. But yeah, the weights were feeling very comfortable on my back. I'm very happy with how confident I am with heavy weights, heavier weights. It bodes well for my for my competition that I'm feeling really comfortable with heavy weights. So I think the way I planned out the program to start about 4 weeks out from my competition, I think it was very well planned. And honestly, I wouldn't say, I sort of like planned it somewhat, but it also there's some element of things just working out just very well, because I didn't put like too much thought into it. I was just like, what, when is the next competition? The next competition was March 19th, and it was around like October, November, and I just said, I'm gonna just start my training the next week, and it just so happened that it was about 4-ish months from the competition. So yeah, I have about 2 more weeks for the Juggernaut program, and then so it's gonna be ending the week of the 19th, and I'm gonna have about 3 more weeks into the competition. So what I plan on doing is that I plan on doing like a 3 week long taper, which is probably more than I need. But what I'm gonna do is that the first week, I'm also gonna do an overreach. So I'm gonna, really push the volume on all my lifts, squat, bench, deadlift, push my volume on those, even more than I'm doing. Because honestly, I think I do relatively high volume training than most people, to be honest. Well, most maybe like beginners to intermediates. I'd say I probably do more volume than most people because that's what I just respond well to. So I'm gonna push my volume even more than I typically do. Because what it's meant to do is that it's meant to create some kind of response where your body rebounds back about a week or a little bit more than a week after, and your body just rebounds back. I think it's a central nervous system response, and your body rebounds back when you've sort of like overreached, and then you drop the volume the next week, and then the week after that, your body should be it should be stronger. Well, I don't know how much of that I need because this is just my first competition. I just want to just go in there and have fun, to be honest. So I'm gonna do my best. Try to push my numbers quite a bit. But I'm feeling really really happy about how things are going. Yeah. So after the squats, I just threw in after the juggernaut specific squats, I threw in 5 paused reps. I just like to, I felt like the volume was probably okay because it was seven sets of 3 reps each, so about 21 reps total. But I just like to, when I feel like the volume was in wasn't where I would like it to be. I just like to just throw in something else that is, that is somewhat challenging, but I know I could for sure accomplish. So depending on the week, it could be one extra or two extra sets. Like for example, in the realization week from the fives wave, I felt like the volume was very small, so I threw in I think about two or three extra sets actually. This time I just threw in one extra set, five pause squats, did that belt head, and yeah, I felt. I mean, it was challenging enough. It was enough of a stimulus, I think, but it also wasn't. I think it's not something that's gonna affect that's gonna fatigue me too much. I don't feel too like affected by 315 anymore, which is crazy. But yeah, after that, I did pause squats, and I did 3 by 5 on the pause squats, and I'm at 345 pounds now. Um, and on the last set, I just felt strong. I was like, I'm gonna just push the reps. I'm just see how many reps I can get, and I got to 8 reps. Honestly, maybe I had a few more in the tank, but I just said, I had like about 8 reps in my mind. So when I go for sort of like high rep sets, I usually envision the number I'm going for, even though it's an AMRAP, as many as possible. I think it's really nice to have the number you have that you want to hit in your mind, because honestly, when it gets hard, that's what keeps you going. You're just like, what, I'm about to hit this number, I'm about to hit this number. But yeah, I did 8 on the last set, and what I've decided on those sumo pause deadlifts is I'm just gonna keep on increasing those week in, week out until my competition. So I expect that I'll be able to get to about 365 for at least 3 by 5. And I'm gonna do that without without regard to whether or not I'm gonna be doing them belted. I think right now the thing I should prioritize the most is just loading heavy weights as much as possible. So I'm just gonna keep on linearly increasing the paused deadlifts. Whether or not I need a butt, I'm gonna worry about if I need one. I'm just gonna keep on increasing them and increasing them by 10 pounds each week. So next week I'll go to 355. 3 by 5. I'm sure I'll be able to do that beltless still, since I was able to hit 8 reps on the last set with 345. Then I did my RDLs. I love RDLs. I think two things I'm gonna always try to do, if I'm at least doing powerlifting training, are RDLs and Bulgarian split squats. Those split squats are, I mean, they're challenging, but there's the argument that you should probably be doing things that are challenging because that's where you need the most improvement. But also, like, I do think with the RDLs, the unilateral work is something that powerlifters need to do a little bit more. I mean, I'm sure, like, professional powerlifters for sure do shit like that. I mean, they know this stuff more than I do, but I do think it's worthwhile to think about how to incorporate unilateral work into your workouts. And I think Bulgarian split squats is a fantastic way to do it. I sometimes see people doing them sort of like with the front rack position. So they have a front rack, so they have a front squat where the rack is placed on their shoulders in the front, and then they do split squats that way, and that looks fantastic. Like I would totally want to be able to do that because I think that just focuses very closely to entirely on your quads. So it would be a very good, supplementary exercise. And with supplementary, something to think about is if you can figure out a workout where, without necessarily loading more weight on the bar, you can cause similar fatigue to the target muscle group. So I think those are always the kinds of things I go for. That's why I really like Bulgarian split squats. Like I'm just working with 60 pounds, and I mean they fatigue my quads. Like when I do them, after not doing them, I know how much my glutes and my quads are sore. And I'm sure like the front rack position split squats would probably be fantastic as well. But I just don't really know where to put the bar with the front squat. I don't know where to put the bar. Like it chokes me out. So I'm just like, what, like it's very uncomfortable. So I'm just not gonna do it. But it's something I do plan on learning. So after a competition, there's a few workouts I want to do. Front squats. I want to do glute raises, or glute bridges. Those ones where I guess I think you call them the bad girl exercise or something. But I want to do those ones. Really load those. See how heavy I can go on those. We try to hit like 3 plates or a little bit more. But yeah, a few things to do. But overall, great workout. Probably rate the workout something like a 4.5 over 5, and looking forward to the next one. Cheers, peace.